Hi, I'm Meg.
And I'm Megan. And this is Special Collections Roadshow.
This time, we're actually going on the road to the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Hello, and welcome to Special Collections Roadshow. And today we've actually taken you on the road. We're here in Carlisle at the Army War College, and we've brought out a really exciting piece for you guys to look at.
Yeah. So what do we have here?
We have the tactical blocks of William H. Brownell. He patented this after the Civil War based on Emory Upton's tactical manual. You might be familiar with Emory Upton from his famous attack at Spotsylvania on the Mule Shoe. So these artifacts are what Brownell patented, designed to teach and instruct soldiers how to maneuver. Brownell was a part of the National Guard, a New York National Guard unit. So this is really designed to kind of teach the nitty-gritty of battle and how to maneuver in battle and things like that. So you didn't have what you had during the Civil War, where Army commanders or lower-level regimental commanders had no idea how to execute simple tactical maneuvers.
It smoothed out tactical maneuvers.
Exactly,
right? So
exactly. And what we have here, you can see that we have these kind of smaller blocks of 4 companies that are able to, they're on a hinge, so you can demonstrate how wheeling maneuvers would have been done. And then we also have them here, we have them kind of put together so you can see kind of what.
So they can expand.
Yeah, and they can move around. We have these smaller ones here to kind of show if you want to move smaller groups of soldiers, and then all of these little pieces denote, like this is the flag bearer, which I think is so cool. It just has a little flag in it. And then we also have, sergeant, second lieutenant, captain, things like that, to kind of show you how or where, those individuals would stand on the battlefield. And then this piece here is just to kind of move them around, kind of like Risk, I guess.
Yeah.
With the little shuffle pieces, but really, really neat kind of piece. Not Civil War like we normally do, but a more direct connection to the battlefield that we don't normally see.
Yeah, so what does this date to? What is this collection? When was it patented?
This was patented in the late 1870s, but probably wouldn't have been produced until 1880. So, again, kind of a little bit farther after the Civil War, but nonetheless, the lessons that we're taking from the Civil War are really directly demonstrated in this piece.
Yeah. And there weren't that many of them, right, manufactured?
We
It's
know.
very rare.
Yeah, if many of them survive. This is really the only one that the War College knows about that has been archived. There's not really too much out there on these types of pieces either. And they're really not hard to imagine why. I mean, they're very specific for a very singular use, but nonetheless an important teaching tool.
Oh, yeah.
So just really, really interesting piece.
And then when reading the instructions, you needed to have some background knowledge as to understanding how to use this.
Definitely. These are the kinds of things that you didn't, we're definitely no tactical experts. You don't just kind of walk in and say, oh yeah, you do this with this. You need a very specific knowledge of what the tactics are how they're supposed to function. And that's why, these are a teaching tool. If you can show someone on a small scale how to perform a wheeling maneuver or how to move, a large group of men from point A to point B, or how to make this attack on a line that looks like this. You can show that on a, kind of smaller scale where no one's going to get hurt. It really, in the end, is going to benefit a lot of people.
Yeah, and this would have been for teaching commanders and officers, not the normal infantryman. He wouldn't have known this. He just would have followed direction.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily need to know, how to perform a wheeling maneuver. It's important that
but the officers would have also taught.
Yes, ideally, you want everyone to understand how all the pieces of the Army move together. No pun intended here with all of our little blocks, but that's the ideal. But it doesn't necessarily always play out that way.
Yeah.
But definitely, other officers are going to be teaching, the lower grade officers, younger officers, how to perform, tactics in the field using things like this.
So Megan, how did you find out about this piece?
This is actually kind of an interesting story. So a professor that I had this semester, just kind of offhand, was talking about different opportunities for research, and he mentioned the War College, and mentioned that they had what he called Emory Upton's tactical blocks. And I have worked with Upton a little bit before. I spent some time down at Spotsylvania. So, you know, where Upton kind of is made famous during the Civil War.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of piqued my interest, knowing what Upton does there, and that, you know, Upton is kind of pioneering tactics at that point. I was really, I got interested in this piece. And it's not necessarily directly linked to Upton, as we've kind of discovered as we've delved a little bit more into it. But it's such an interesting concept, and it's not really something that I'd ever heard of before, I'd ever seen before. So I really wanted to look into this a little bit more and get a better idea of what exactly, you know, we have here.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Megan, how much do you think this collection is worth?
Well, it's really hard to say because, as we've mentioned earlier, this is a very unique piece, but as far as I'm concerned, history is priceless.
We would like to especially thank the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center for allowing us to do an episode on one of their artifacts and a film in their facility. Thank you.